looking marvelous. This is your election bureau. Hello and welcome to the Citi Prime News. We're coming to you live from our studios at number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka, Accra. My name is Adjuatin Kramadum. Now coming up, Organized Labour holds crunch meeting ahead of the declaration of a stance on ongoing devastation from illegal mining. Meanwhile, pressure continues to mount on government to take immediate action to halt Galamsey activities as the Catholic Bishops' Conference expressed concern over the involvement of political figures in the act.
Ghanaians can no longer tolerate the lip service of government of whatever color in the fight against Galamsey. And we call for action not tomorrow, but now.
Still in the bulletin.
Ghana, now Uko Australia, Obetina Eloprimo, 18 hours. And Nukrano, Nipabi, Etumidi Mechiako. Semu Pesemu, Manumo, Enko America, Nomunko Bobra, Nasikebi Embrefia, to Abanamami.
Former Deputy Youth and Sports Minister in the Australian visa scandal pledges to facilitate the travel of his German constituent who vote for him to any country of their choice, including America, if Ghana qualifies for the 2026 World Cup. We'll bring you reactions on the former Minister for Youth and Sport who vows to prosecute the parliamentary candidate if the NDC comes to office.
The first person we shall be prosecuting in 2025 is Pius Adide, and he has just given us more evidence to do that. We shall reopen the case on the Australia visa scandal, and all persons who are found guilty will be dealt with. And Pius has himself just confessed to the crime.
Later in the bulletin, Electoral Commission promises free, fair and credible elections as they join Citi FM and Channel 1 TV to launch our extensive coverage of the 2024 general elections.
We are using a threshold of 750. So any polling station with more than 750 people automatically will be divided.
We have details of these and more stories coming your way in the next 30 minutes. The news is live around the globe on citynewsroom.com. Across the country, we are live on a number of affiliate stations in the Western region. This is Premier 100.5 FM in Takoradi, Beach 105.5 FM in Takoradi. If you're in the Bunu region, find us on Greener 95.9 FM in Sunyain. In the Ashanti region, this is Orange 107.9 FM in Kumasi. In the Volta region, tune into Holy 98.5 FM in Aplao. In the Northern region, Dasuma 99.1 FM in Yendi. In Upper East, find us on Word 88.3 FM in Zwarungu. And if you're in the Upper West region, this is Boogly Radio 88.6 FM in Wa. Please stay for details.
City News.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connect you to the newsmakers.
Welcome to the program. Let's begin from the Media Coalition Against Illegal Mining, which has urged President Akufo-Addo to take swift action in addressing the illegal mining crisis in the country. The call comes in response to the devastation impact of Galamsey on numerous rivers and farmlands across the country. Now, addressing the media, President of the Catholic Bishops' Conference, Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Gyamfi, who was at that press conference, echoed the call for immediate action, expressing concern over the involvement of some chiefs and political figures in illegal mining activities.
Despite the existence of environmental protection laws, their enforcement has been weak and inconsistent. Corruption, complicity of political leaders, some chiefs, and the lack of political will have further exacerbated the problem, allowing illegal mining to thrive unchecked. We wish to state that Ghanaians can no longer tolerate the lip service of government of whatever color in the fight against galamsey. And we call for action not tomorrow, but now. And right from this press conference. And all hands must get on board.
That's the president of the Catholic Bishops' Conference, Most Reverend Matthew Kwesi Gyamfi. Well, the General Secretary of the Christian Council, Dr. Cyril Fayose, also calls on relevant stakeholders, including Parliament, Council of State, media, Ghanaians and political parties to, among others, pressure the president to take decisive action on ending illegal mining.
We call on Parliament, the Speaker and members of Parliament to do their bits to stop galamsey. We call on the judiciary. We call on the media, the Fourth Estate. And we want to thank the Media Coalition for what they have done so far. They deserve every commendation from us. We call on traditional authorities to follow the example of the Otumfuo. We call on religious leaders, religious bodies, and also all religious persons. And in Ghana, when we talk about religious persons, we form about maybe 98% of the population, to put a stop to this menace in our country.
General Secretary of the Christian Council of Ghana, Dr. Cyril Fayose, speaking there. Well, the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners has also attributed a rise in galamsey activities to the failure of the Lands and Natural Resources Ministry and other regulatory bodies to approve licenses for applicants seeking permits. The association contends that while illegal mining is a national issue, a community-based enforcement strategy involving properly empowered local mining committees to monitor water bodies and forest reserves is the most effective way to combat galamsey. Godwin Ama is National Secretary of the association.
You need licenses to operate. And if you have the minister not signing the license, it becomes a challenge on time. It becomes a challenge. Areas that it becomes a disincentive for people even to go in to apply for licenses. We brought government through the restructuring, brought the MCAS, that is Mineral Cadastral Administration System, the MCAS, where I can apply for license from everywhere. But it goes through Minerals Commission, is done, and the license get to the minister. He's not having time to sign. Then these areas that are left, you realize that illegal operators will go because they know there's no license on it. Although you've applied, you are waiting. Then there's conflict between even some communities and all that. So it's also a major cost of the illegality that is going on. Because if you don't sign license and people go through, then why should I go in for the license when I will pay my money, go through, and the minister will not sign it on time? And even some, there's so much there that you even engage in. You say, if I sign it, it will cause even illegal mining and all that. So this is a failure even on part of the ministry in terms of the licensing, which has also brought a lot of illegal activity.
Now, the association is also dismissing calls by some religious and professional bodies for a blanket ban on small-scale mining in the country to help curb the Galamsey menace. Let's bring you some.
First of all, we are all against the devastation that is happening in this country, especially the pollution of water bodies and then the forest reserve that are being invaded by illegal miners. But I must explain for people to understand that there's clear distinction between small-scale mining and illegal operations. Illegality is an illegality. Those who are working in the forest reserve, by law, no small-scale miner is permitted to go in. It's only large-scale companies that are permitted to work in the forest reserves. So, should we say that we should ban all large-scale operators because there are people working in the forest reserves? No, those who are perpetrating the act, we know where they are. So we need to stop them. The same way, small-scale miners are not granted licenses to operate on river bodies, to operate near roads. What you see on our major highways and what you see on the river bodies are people perpetrating illegality. How can we say that a small-scale miner who has invested, gone through the process to acquire his license, to get a sustainable business, and also employ people, pay the relevant taxes for these people, we equate them to these people who are on the water bodies just destroying?
Godwin Ama is the National Secretary of the Ghana National Association of Small-Scale Miners. Let's stay a while longer on this because the New Patriotic Party's vice presidential candidate, Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh, has promised that a future government will return all seized excavators during the fight against illegal mining. He also added that the NPP flag bearer, Dr. Mahamudu Bawumia, has no intention of banning small-scale mining. Now, this comes amid several calls for the government to ban small-scale mining to control the devastation and the impact of illegal mining on the environment and water bodies. Dr. Opoku Prempeh was speaking to chiefs and people of two mining constituencies, Presiahuni Valley and Mpoho, all in the western region.
When the small-scale miners mine, they are able to get money to fend for their families. Small-scale miners vote for the NDC to win about 6 seats in Wasa, but now they said they will shoot and kill small-scale miners. Tell them the lies are enough. We will not shoot and kill anyone. We will give all seized excavators to you so you can do your work peacefully. This will help everyone to get money to fend for themselves and also for the community to develop. Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia will not collapse small-scale mining. What we do not like is that you put Chamfan on water bodies, but anyone interested in the government's community mining scheme will be able to mine.
Dr. Matthew Opoku Prempeh is the running mate of the New Patriotic Party. Well, this afternoon, Organised Labour is also holding a crunch meeting to declare its stance on Galamsey. We'll be bringing you up to speed with what exactly they want the government to do as far as fighting the Galamsey menace is concerned. But let's move on now to some other stories. And now, the New Patriotic Party parliamentary candidate for Isuojaman, Pius Hajide, has promised to help his constituents travel to the United States if elected member of parliament. Now, Mr. Hajide made this statement during a campaign event touting his connections, saying that he will take advantage of the World Cup tournament in the US to send his constituents abroad. Now, reacting to this, a former Minister for Youth and Sports, Edwin Nilante Vanderpoel, has said that the NDC would prosecute Pius Enam Hadje if they come into office. His statement follows Mr. Hajide's comment during the campaign tour. Now, Nilante Vanderpoel's remarks also refer back to the 2017 Australian visa scandal in which Hajide, the then Deputy Minister for Youth and Sport, was involved. Speaking to City News, Nilante Vanderpoel said Hajide's recent statements amount to an admission of guilt, warranting a new investigation and potential prosecution if the NDC returns to office.
What Pius Ajide has just done is confirming what all of us suspected and talked about, the embarrassment and the disgrace he brought onto this country. He himself has confessed that if even Australia 16 hours he is able to take people, how much more US? So he has just confessed to the fact that he actually did what he was accused of and what the president cleared him of. It's an embarrassment, it's appalling, it's disgraceful, and the president and Pius should bow their heads in shame. And I just hope that the people in his constituency will see him for who he is and vote against him for what he just said. I have said it in his constituency recently that the first person who shall be prosecuting in 2025 is Pius Adide. And he has just given us more evidence to do that. We shall reopen the case on the Australia visa scandal, and all persons who are found guilty will be dealt with. And Pius has himself just confessed to the crime.
So that's a former Minister for Youth and Sports, Edwin Nilante Vanderpoel. You're still listening to the Citi Prime News. When we return, Electoral Commission promises free, fair and credible elections as they join Citi FM and Channel 1 TV to launch our extensive coverage of the 2024 general elections. We have details of these and more other stories coming up shortly. Please stay.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
Get ready for the ultimate battle of business minds at the Citi Business Olympics 2024. Join us for a day of intense competition, team building, and networking as companies go head to head in the various challenges to prove their skills and expertise. From traditional sports like seven-a-side football, basketball, sack race, and volleyball to unique challenges like tug of war and arm wrestling, there's no shortage of excitement and adrenaline pumping action. Don't miss out on this exciting event that will test your business acumen and athletic skills on the field. Date Saturday 28th September 2024. Venue Eden Heights Sports Complex, Wager. Time 8 a.m. Call 0558-973-973 for details on how you can participate and showcase your company's talents at the Citi Business Olympics 2024. Get ready to compete, collaborate, and conquer. The Citi Business Olympics 2024 is powered by Channel 1 TV with support from 97.3 Citi FM and proudly sponsored by Piva Beverages, Blue Jeans Energy Drink, Bethel Logistics, experts in shipping logistics, and Luzati Lozenges from Unicom Chemist Limited.
Channel 1 TV is live on DSTV, GoTV, and HD+. On DSTV, find us on Channel 363. On GoTV, we're on Channel 117. And on HD+, get us on Channel 108. On a digital TV, run a new search. But take note that without an antenna, you cannot access Channel 1 TV. Channel 1 TV can be accessed on any free-to-air digital box, like the DSTV and HD+ boxes. Channel 1 TV, telling your story, empowering change.
Citi Prime News at 12 midday. Update you on all the running stories and connects you to the newsmakers.
You're welcome back. Let's bring you some other stories. This morning, fire gutted 3 auto parts shops and a cold store at Kamara Mamprobi stretch in Accra. According to eyewitnesses, the fire is believed to have started over a faulty electrical system in one of the spare parts shops, which led to the flames spreading to surrounding shops. Speaking to City News Divisional Officer 3 in charge of operations at the Dansoman Fire Station, William Saki said investigations are currently underway to ascertain the cause of the fire.
This morning around 5:45, we received a distress call that there was a fire at Kamara near the Apostolic Church. And so our men were dispatched to the fire scene. And on arrival, we observed that the containers were on fire. 3 containers were on fire amidst electrical shock from the main service wire. And so quickly our men got to work. And in the process, we had to call for backup from our Circle Fire Station to come and make additional pumps at the incident scene. We also noticed that the teeming crowd were going to create a little bit of problem for us, so we called for police backup. So at just around 8:45, we managed to bring the fire under control. And so as you can see behind me, 4 container shops, 3 of which are used as car lubricant and spare parts shop, and then 1 used as a cold store. Unfortunately, all 4 are bent, and investigations are still underway. Currently, we are still investigating, and then as to the cause of the fire, once it's established, we'll make it known to the public.
You heard William Saki. He's the Divisional Officer 3 in charge of operations at the Dansoman Fire Station. Well, a salesman in one of the affected shops, Joseph Akwa, said he had observed that the shop was given off electrical shocks the previous day, but was ignored by the shop owners after registering his complaints to him.
If you're and the container back will start to sell my shop.
The shop owner was notified about a potential fault in the meter installed in his container shop, but he dismissed the concern. Earlier this morning, the fire broke out from the faulty meter. The fire service was then called to handle the situation.
And I started to say, the container, energy too. I want to start to feel bad. And I started session to the first service in the
You heard Joseph Akwa. He's a salesman in one of the shops affected in the fire at Mamprobi Kamara here in the Greater Accra region. Let's do some politics this afternoon, and the National Democratic Congress has reached an agreement with the police command on a designated route for its planned nationwide demonstrations on September 17, 2024. The protests are in response to the Electoral Commission's handling of some discrepancies they have raised in the Provisional Voters Register. The party's grievances surfaced during a recent voter exhibition exercise where it identifies several irregularities in the register. Speaking to the media after the meeting, NDC's General Secretary Fiavi Kwete noted that the police in other regions have also agreed on specific routes for demonstrations nationwide.
We have largely concluded that the date is feasible, so the demonstration is definitely going to happen next Tuesday on the 17th. We've also agreed on the routes we are going to use. We're going to start from Kwame Nkrumah Circle, come through Farisco, continue all the way to the National Theatre, and from there, go on to Parliament House. And from Parliament House, we'll finish at the premises of the Electoral Commission. What we're going to just finalize right now is exactly, that's why we're going to the police right now to go to the point of termination. That's the only part we want to conclude with them, right? Yeah, but then this is the national one. This is the one happening in Greater Accra. Similar ones are going to happen across all the regions simultaneously. At the same bit? The same bit.
And with that, is there any arrangement or communication with the police in these regions to agree on routes?
Exactly.
As well?
So yeah, absolutely. So it's the same arrangement that we just as we've done in Greater Accra, similar arrangements have been done also across all the country.
You heard Fifi Fiavikwete, he's General Secretary of the National Democratic Congress. Well, in the NPP, members of the party in the Asawasi constituency are doubling up efforts to win some of the NDC's votes in the upcoming elections. Despite the constituency being a stronghold of the NDC, NPP members remain resolute in making more gains in the presidential and parliamentary elections. A member of the New Patriotic Party campaign team, Ali Suraj, says the party is targeting over 80% votes in the December presidential elections.
Baumia will win Asawasi. Baumia will win in Asawasi. I will win the seat for Asawasi, for Baumia in Asawasi. I will win the presidential seat for Baumia. It is possible because I didn't say it is possible from my mouth. I said it is possible because I have worked hard. Yes. When it comes to this constituency, I know this constituency very well. I know how to campaign in this constituency. I know how to win the election in this constituency. This is my constituency. I own this constituency. I do politics day, night, afternoon, morning. I eat politics, sleep politics, drink politics. I do everything in politics. You can see today I bring my wife out. I bring all my children out. It tells you that me and my family are coming out to ask for the vote. For people to go and vote for Baumia. Yes. If you want Baumia, you will not go and bring people's family. You have to bring your family first to show that, yes, indeed, you are ready to win the seat for Baumia. And Baumia will win in Asawasi at all costs.
Ali Siraj is a member of the New Patriotic Party's campaign team. Well, the national third vice chairman of the party, Masawudu Osman, also revealed that the party is working to mend the cracks within its ranks.
When I came here, I've seen that there is a little bit misunderstanding somewhere, but me, I will settle the problem. I will settle it, inshallah, before I leave Kumasi here. But in my view, I, as a national third vice chairman, will never stand anywhere to campaign for my presidential candidate alone. As I said, we, myself, he, Ali Suraj, we are all going to convert vote for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and the parliamentary candidate of Asawasi. He has to win this seat. He has to win this seat no matter what. Whether we are going to even die here, he has to win this seat today. So I'm urging Asawasi people, when they go, they should vote for Dr. Mahmoud Baumia and vote for MPP parliamentary candidate.
That was the national third vice chairman of the New Patriotic Party, Masawudu Osman. Let's stay on election 2024 because we here at Citi FM and Channel 1 TV, your election bureau, have launched our planned coverage for the 2024 general elections. Now, the launch of the election bureau held at Channel 1 TV's Tessan office introduced new TV and radio programs accessible across online and social media platforms. In an era of misinformation, our platforms will provide reliable news and fact-checking throughout the election period. My colleague Fred Duho has more in this report.
This is your election bureau here at Channel 1 TV and Citi 97.3 FM. Our eyes are going to be on the ground 360 and also ensure the full coverage of the 2024 general elections. We are going to be with the political parties on their campaign trail, as well as our lenses are also going to be with the Electoral Commission, which is the referee in this particular game. Don't forget, we are going to be in your communities, also getting every concerns that you have and bringing it to the duty bearers as far as this particular election is concerned. Generally, today at the launch of the Citi FM and Channel 1 TV Election Bureau at Channel 1 TV, the head of news outlined the number of programs that you should expect, as well as the new additions that are going to bring you the information you need to hear, the interactions we want to engage with you as our viewers and listeners, and also be insightful as possible.
Our first new show that we're introducing for 2024's election is the constituency. Now, the constituency has the host, which is Samuel Akom. This show looks at and as well as analyze the voting patterns, the trends, issues, and the political actors in the various constituencies. It will take off on Tuesday at 7 p.m. So that is one of our new babies. Another new one we're introducing to you this year, 2024, is the Channel 1 TV Community Forum by Philip Nilati. This comes off at Thursdays from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This is basically gauging the political temperature of the country. So it could be at a lorry station near you, a marketplace. We'll speak to all the actors from the market people, the voters, everybody to gauge the political temperature as we draw to election day. A new program we are introducing for radio for this year, 2024. We call that the Ballot Box. Now, this program, the Ballot Box, airs on Mondays to Thursdays from 10 p.m. with Christopher Kevin Asima,
the general manager of Channel 1 TV and Citi FM 97.3. Bernard Avle has been outlining what you'd expect on our various online portals as well as the social media handles.
We generate news cards which summarize long stories into short formats. But to deal with the disinformation part of the news cards, we've been the first media house to embed a QR code in our news card. So if you see a Channel 1 or Citi FM news card, it's not just something to look at to read. It's something that you can go to the source. By scanning that QR code, you will find out whether that story is actually on our website. So it's a first that we've introduced. We have a team of fact checkers who have created a portal on our website to fact check information that's put out, videos, some of which may be created. We look at timestamps. We'll use all the modern tools.
At a panel discussion hosted by my colleague Enu Safo, the Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman Asari assured the general public of the Electoral Commission's commitment to conduct a free, fair and transparent election in these general elections.
In 2020, we worked with 38,622 polling stations. Now we are almost around 40,653. So certainly the number of polling stations are going to increase. And it's not because as a commission we've increased the polling stations, but the numbers have increased at certain places. And we are using a threshold of 750. So any polling station with more than 750 people automatically will be divided. So if your polling station was, let's say, Anglican School A, now that the number has increased by more than 750, that place will be divided. So it will now become Anglican School A and Anglican School B.
The Coalition of Domestic Election Observers, CODIO, was represented by Albert Ahin, the director, and he noted that their eyes are going to be across the entire country and as well pay critical attention to the various flashpoints during elections in these 2024 general elections.
Every time there's an election, you will always find that it will not end properly. Either there will be a break, they will resume, and so forth and so on. So such places are termed as, trouble spots, and it's all over the country. So when, for example, we want to send people to the field to observe, we include some of these spots.
On Channel 1 TV and on radio Citi 97.3 FM, on our online platforms as well as all social media handles, you can count on us to bring you all the facts as far as the 2024 general election is concerned. The hashtag remains Ghana Polls 2024. My name is Fred Duo reporting for Channel 1 News.
Before we go, organized labor is threatening a series of demonstrations and a strike by close of September if the government fails to, among other demands, declare a state of emergency and halt all forms of mining in forest reserves and around water bodies. We'll bring you more details in subsequent bulletins, but that's our package for you for today's edition of the Citi Prime News, which came to you live from our studio in Adabraka, Accra. For more news, visit citinewsroom.com. My name is Ajua Tinkrama Domina. Thank you for listening. Don't forget, this is your election bureau. Good afternoon.
Citi News, we speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302-224959 and get interactive on Facebook, Citi 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at Citi 973.